Hi everyone, hope you're well. In this video we're going to be talking about AI generated web design, so essentially using AI to generate an entire website for you, what platforms you can use to do this, and some of the pros and cons of using AI in your web design and also your web development. So first things first, what is AI? Put simply, AI, or artificial intelligence, is the simulation of human intelligence processes by machines, especially computer systems. AI is becoming increasingly popular in the field of web design, and AI can be used to automate various aspects of web design, including layout, color selection, font selection, and even content creation. So to explain a little bit further, here are some ways that AI can be used in web design. So one way is through layout generation. So AI algorithms can analyze a website's content and generate an optimized layout based on user engagement data. This helps designers create layouts that are both aesthetically pleasing and effective at engaging users. It can also help with color selection, so AI tools can analyze a website's images and content to suggest appropriate color palettes, and this can save designers time and help ensure that their website color scheme is coherent and visually appealing as well. Next thing it can help with is font selection, so AI can analyze a website's content and suggest appropriate font choices based on the tone and style of the content. This can help designers create a consistent and professional looking website as well. And lastly, you have content creation. So AI-powered content creation tools can generate text, images, and even videos based on user input and data analysis as well. This can help designers create personalized content that is tailored to each user's interest and preferences as well. So overall, AI is a powerful tool that can help designers create more effective and engaging websites, but it's important to remember that AI is still a relatively new technology, and designers should use it in conjunction with their own expertise and creativity to create truly exceptional web experiences. There are several platforms that use AI to generate websites for users. These platforms use AI algorithms to analyze user inputs like content, images, and design preferences, and then they'll generate a website based on those inputs. So some examples are the Wix ADI. So Wix is a mostly free, user-friendly website building platform. It has very intuitive technology and a powerful built-in different types of features that give your users the most kind of freedom to design professional websites that have really good functionality and also look amazing on any kind of device. It essentially allows you to build a website in a really quick and easy way. They have preset features and they have lots of custom templates as well that you can use to build a website in a very short amount of time with not a high cost with it as well. The main features of Wix is that they use a cloud platform, so it's a cloud service that can be accessed from your browser and which users can visit at any time from any device, computer or mobile. And they have lots of templates as well. So Wix offer a lot of free templates to choose from, and you can sort of offer your website a really professional appearance to meet the needs and characteristics of whatever company it is that you have. It's also very easy to use, so Wix have a very simple and intuitive editor that allows you to create different parts of the website and use a kind of drag and drop system, meaning there's no need to write any kind of code, any like HTML, CSS or JavaScript. It's all drag and drop and is all very visual as well. By registering on Wix as well, you get the storage space to host your website as well. So Wix is a builder and also a hosting solution as well. But it's one thing to note is that if you do decide to build your website on Wix, it has to be hosted on the Wix platform. You can't go to another hosting provider and host your website on there. But it's a big kind of all-in-one solution anyway. If you're wanting to build your website on Wix, you already have the hosting set up as well. As mentioned before, most of Wix is free, but for further development and further functionality will cost a bit more. But at the end of the day, it's still a lot less cost than to have a custom website built for you using any other kind of platform. Wix, the main advantage of Wix is that it's a very gentle learning curve. You only need to get registered to start creating your website, and it's a drag and drop system. So it's very simple, very intuitive, and it only takes a couple of hours of playing around with its options and features to kind of get grips with the tool. So no web kind of programming knowledge is required. It comes with a gallery of images as well. So with Wix services, you'll have access to a huge number of image galleries where you'll find photos and images to include on your website without even incurring any of the copyright issues as well. So another one of their advanced features that they offer is the Wix ADI. So Wix ADI is Wix's artificial design intelligence site builder. So Wix ADI learns about you, learns about your business, and applies this knowledge to automatically build a website for you. So you can essentially just answer a few questions and have the whole website built for you with the functionality that you need on it as well. On top of that, then you can do some customizations yourself. So once the full site is built, you can add more pages, you can edit the content on your site, you can customize sections, you can add more sections and things like that. So to get started, the first thing that you actually need to do is create a Wix account. So creating an account is free. All you need to do is go into the Wix website and click on Get Started. And just fill in your information. So either continue with email or you can continue with Google and just set up your username and password with Wix. So once you've created your account, you'll be taken to the My Sites dashboard, and essentially all the websites that you create you can find in this dashboard as well, and you can separate it into different folders and kind of organize it that way. So to get started, what you need to do is click on Create New Site on the top right over here and follow through the instructions. So the first thing that they'll ask you is what kind of website are you creating? So whether you want an online store, portfolio, blog, consultant kind of website. These are just examples, but then you can just sort of look for your business type, basically what kind of business that you want to have. You can be specific, so if it's a beauty care product shop, beauty supply store, you can be really specific and just say what kind of product, what kind of shop that you're creating, and then you want to give it a name of your site. And you can change the name of your site at any time. This is just so that this is mainly for SEO purposes, and just so you can recognize it within the dashboard. And then you want to talk about what you want to add to the site. So this is going back to Wix's features, functionality features. So things like an online store, a chat functionality, they all are part of Wix's functionality. So you can really customize your website to do certain things as well. It doesn't just have to be a simple kind of blog website or brochure build website. You can actually have like a store and forms, bookings, things like that to make your site a bit more usable and actually conduct some business on your site as well. So in this example, we'll just have the online store and we'll have some forms as well. Don't worry about not picking everything in the beginning. Maybe if you want to just have like a blog, but later on you actually decide you want to start setting up an online store, you can always add these apps sort of later on as well. So later on, if you want to decide, actually I want to add a blog, you can always add the blogs later as well. Same way if you decide to remove something. So if you add an online store now, but then later you realize it's too much work or you're not ready for it to actually start selling product content, you can also remove apps as well. So it's pretty flexible that way. And you just want to click next to move on. And then you want to start using the ADI. So you have two options. You can either choose from a template or you can actually use the ADI to get a custom built site within a few minutes as well. So we're going to go for the get a custom built site option. And only thing we need to do now is go through each of the questions and let Wix know what kind of site we're making, how we want it to look and things like that. So the first thing that we're going to add is the logo and the email address, normal address, and any social media account links. So with the logo, you just click on the plus sign and it'll open up your file explorer on the computer. And then you just want to enter your email address and all the other kind of contact information as well, and any kind of social media links that you have. And you can add as many social links as you want, and you definitely want to add all the social links that you have. You just click on add social link and just paste in the social link. And again, you just want to add in all the addresses and any phone numbers that you might have as well. Next thing then is going to ask you to pick a theme that you like. So this is you want to look at the colors that they've used, and you want to look at the font styling that they've used. What you want to do is pick the theme that you like most, or pick the theme that's closest to the theme that you want. What happens with Wix is that not everything is set in stone. So once you pick a theme, you can always change it afterwards. So for example, if you like this theme here, but you don't like the black that's being used, you can just select it for now, but then in the editor, you can always change the black that's used as well. It's just a starting off point for Wix to know what to use whenever it's building out your site. So you want to pick the theme that works best for your branding as much as possible, or the one that works exactly as possible as well. So you just want to select and then just click next. And then it'll show you 3 homepage designs, and you just want to click in, you want to go through each of them, and you want to just select the design that you want, or the design that you like the most. Again, you can always customize these designs. This is just a starting off point for Wix to know what kind of design that you might like, and how you want your site to be laid out. So you've got 3 designs here, and what you can do is you can hover over each of them and then just scroll down, and you can see what each of them look like as well. If there's certain sections that you really like, obviously you keep them, and if there's certain sections you want removed, you can remove them as well. And if there's more sections that you need to add, you just add them as well. So once you've selected which one you like, you just click into it and you just click next, and it'll start building out your site. You also need to select what other pages you'd like. So Wix will then show you what other pages that you can have. Again, if you don't see a specific page that you need, you can always add more pages as well. Again, this is just a starting off point, so Wix knows what kind of site you're building and what kind of website you want to add to your site as well. So you can see add pages to your site, and they've got different kind of pages. So you want to add like an about page. If you're an online store, you definitely want to add like a products page, like in the main shop page, a contact us page so people can talk to you, a store policies page. This is really important if you have a shop, that you have a store policies page where you can say what your refund policy is, shipping policy, things like that. All of these can be added as well. Again, if there's pages here that you don't if there's pages here that you don't need to select them, and if there's pages that's missing, again, you can always add pages after the site's been built, and you can add as many pages as you want. This is just a starting off point, so they have like a nav bar built, and you have some pages built out for you as well. But once you're done, you just want to click on edit site, and you can see your site being built by Wix. So this is the final design, and this is the final website. So you've got your homepage here, and this is exactly the homepage that we had selected in the beginning. And then you can see at the top we've got all the pages added as well. We've got all the social media links set, and we've got all the shop functionality all there here as well. So at this point, there's different things you can do. Technically, all the content here and everything that's been added you can use. So all these images, all the background images, the iconography, they're all things that are free to use, and essentially your site is ready to publish if you wanted to go publish with this now. But really what you want to do is fine-tune the design details. So if there's certain fonts that's being used that you don't like, if there's certain colors being used that you don't like, you want to change those. And then you want to go through every single page, every single section, and just change the content, update the imagery, update the content, and things like that. So the way the editor works, so you have your actual page here. This is your website, but the back end, so this is how you would change everything. And then on the left here, you have the actual options. So you've got the option to add elements. So every single item on your page, so like the heading, every single button, those are known as elements. So you can add additional elements to your site. You can add additional sections to your site. And these are pre-built sections, so you don't need to worry about fully designing up a new section. You just click into section, and you can see all these pre-built sections that can be automatically added to your website as well. So you want to click into the section that you want to add and drag it onto the section, to the page, wherever you want it. At the top, you can see things like your nav bar. So this is essentially the domain where you can connect your domain. You can switch to mobile view. So if you click into this mobile toggle here, you can start editing your site in mobile and see what your site looks in mobile, and make any edits that you need to here. So for example, the header is quite large, so what you want to do is just adjust the header here and just create a little bit shorter. It's important to note though, with the changes that you make on mobile won't affect the items that are in desktop as well. So me shortening the height of that isn't shortening the height of that on desktop. It only shortens the height on mobile. Also along the top you have the pages, so you can switch between different pages this way. If you just click on the drop down and you just click into each page, you can just go in and look at the page that you have and make the edits if you need to. And then you've got the edit, undo and redo buttons at the top, and then you've also got the tools as well, so you can click on the tools that you want when you're editing. So you have the grid lines and you have snap to objects, so if you can get rid of these as well, and you can also add rulers if you wanted, and you can add different layers as well. You can also decide if you want to zoom in or zoom out the view, but it's up to you how you want to do that. So the first thing that we want to do is show you how to edit the theme, so the colors and the fonts that's being used. So if you go on the left here and you're looking for site design, you are looking for site theme here, and you want to click on customize, and it's split between colors and text. So this is essentially the colors and text that are being used across your site. So as you mentioned, every single section and every single thing on your site is known as an element, and every element that's on your site follows a style rule. So for example, every heading type, so this is a heading 1, the beauty store at your service, that's a heading 1, and all the heading 1s follow a specific style rule. All the heading 2 follows a specific style rule. All the heading 3s follow a specific style rule. So it's up to you how you want to decide how you want those styled. It just means then there's consistency whenever you're adding different paragraphs and you're adding different headings. All the same heading types look the same, and it just makes your website design a little bit more consistent. There's lots of color theme presets available for you to apply to your site, so you can do your own customizations, or you can just pick a preset that's in here. All of these themes have been carefully created with complementary colors that cover a range of different styles. They have sleek and sophisticated pastels, and they have bold and bright palettes as well, so you want to browse through the presets and choose the perfect option for your brand. Or you can also customize the colors as well. So to choose and customize the color theme, you want to go into the color theme here, and you essentially just want to customize each of the color types. So as well as appearing on the color picker, your theme colors are used across your site in different ways. So you have color 1, and color 1 is used as background and text. So color 1 is used for background and text across your site, and if you've added the Wix apps like the Wix stores, the Wix blogs, if you add those onto your site, those pages use the same background and text colors as well. In most cases, you'll see that the brightest tint, so tint 1, which is over here, is used for the background, whereas the darkest tint, so this is tint 2, is for text. So we recommend creating sort of a high contrast pairing so that the information on your site is easy to read and kind of stands out. Then you have color 2, and this is your action color. So you drive visitors to make the choices you want by selecting an action color that kind of stands out. And this color is used for actionable elements like links, buttons, any kind of menu elements. It also appears in themed elements like buttons and boxes, as well as pages related to Wix apps like the Wix stores or Wix blogs or the forums, things like that. The tint in the middle is the one that's used most frequently, so you want to choose something that contrasts with your background. That way the most important elements in your site are accessible and they're noticeable as well. Then you have colors 3, 4, 5, and these are additional colors. So choose 3 colors that complete your kind of color scheme. They are displayed in various areas on your site, so they should match and complement the colors that you've selected as well. Then if you go back, you have the text theme, and it's the same kind of theme as your site theme. So each of your elements, your heading 1 all the way down to your paragraph 3s, they all follow a style rule. So when you add a heading 1 to your website, this is the style rule that they follow. When you add a heading 4, this is the style rule they follow. So if you're not a fan of, for example, the font styling, all you need to do is just click into each of these and just change the font style to whatever it is that you want to change it to. And then that will essentially apply across to your entire site. As you are changing, you want to make sure that you go through each of the pages and make sure everything looks good. So you can just change the sizing, change the layout of things, and then just drag and drop everything to where you want it. But yeah, the theme makes it really easy for you to customize every single part of your website without doing everything one by one. It kind of takes every part of your website and applies all the style rules. So now what you want to do is actually start editing your site to how you want it. So as I mentioned before, everything about Wix is drag and drop. So for example, if I wanted to add, say, a paragraph, so if we remove this, for example, if I wanted to add a paragraph here to add more content, what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to do is widen this section a little bit to make some space. So I'm going to click on this drag drop here, and you want to just click on this section, and then you want to widen this section as well, and you just want to make some space essentially. And now I'm going to drag on an element. So I'm going to add on a paragraph element. So I'm going to go into add elements, and then I'm going to go into paragraph, and I'm going to look for one of the paragraphs that I have, and I'm going to click and just drag that to where I want it. And then just widen the box a little bit so there's space. And then you've got the content here. If you click on edit text, you can then change the alignment if you want to. You want to avoid changing the theme so much because as I mentioned before, if you add one of the theme styles, if you add the paragraph 1, if you change it to a paragraph 1 text, it's going to use paragraph 1 theme, so you don't need to change the styling so much. Maybe you might need to change the alignment, but I wouldn't change so much like the fonts or the font size. And then you can also, within that, you can type in the actual text that you want to add as well. So there's no coding required in order to add that paragraph. I just needed to look for the paragraph, make some space for it, and then drag it onto the page as well. As I scroll down, I can do the same for all of these sections. So I can, if I wanted to add, for example, a title here, what I'm going to do is, again, just widen the section that this product row is in, click and drag that down a little bit, and then I'm going to add a title. So I'm going to go back into elements, and I'm going to go into text, and I'm looking for the titles text, theme text here, and I'm going to add one of the headings, and I'm going to click and drag that onto the section. And with the guidelines, I can sort of place it in the middle. You can see as I'm dragging it around, so this is now in the middle of the page, and then I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to click on edit text, and I'm going to type in the title I want for this section. So I'm going to call it bestsellers, and I'm going to make sure that the products here are the best-selling products. And again, I'm just going to make sure that's all centered, and just make sure it's all spaced out nicely. And yeah, so you've got the intro here, then you've got a little bit of the title and some products here. And you just want to keep doing that for every single section. If there's sections here that's missing some content, then you want to add that content. If there's sections that doesn't look great, that you want to change it, you can do that as well. And you just want to go through each of them and just make sure that it looks exactly how you want it to look as well. And as you're adding things, you want to also make sure that when you switch to mobile, it still looks good on mobile. So things like the section here, so obviously this section is, with the paragraph, it's a bit too high, so I'm going to click into that little paragraph, and I'm going to click in and just make sure that it's scrolled down a little bit. And just make sure it's all aligned perfectly. And I'm going to scroll down and just keep checking it on mobile as you're adding more and more things. Once you're happy with things, what you want to do is click on save to save your progress. Wix does autosave, but you also want to make sure you keep saving yourself so that it's definitely saved. It might not autosave every single point, but it usually does autosave sort of after every time you make a change. Other things you can do, for example, I want to increase the width of that so you can see the pages more, and you can also change the styling of these as well. So if you click on the nav bar, click on customize design, and you want to just give it some styling issues as well. When it comes to the nav bar, you don't want anything too busy, and you want to make sure everything is sort of aligned okay, and that people can see like the text, they can see your logo, they can see all the information there as well. So as I mentioned before, if you wanted to switch pages, what you want to do is go into the page here, and you want to just select the page that you want to edit. And you can see now I've switched to the About Us page, and we've got the About Us page content. What you can do if you realize actually you want to add more sections to this, you want to click on the Add section here, and it's going to show you all of the pre-designed sections that you have, and it's split into categories. So there are sections that help you sort of you as an About section. There's a Team section, so then you can just go through and just click in. For example, if you want to add a Meet the Team section, there's already a design for that. There's 3 designs that you can choose from. You can add like a contact section, and it'll show you the designs for a bunch of different contact sections, and these are all pre-built, they're mobile ready, and it just means then you don't need to spend time creating a new design section. You can just use one that's already built, and then using your branding as well. So for example, if we go this one for the Meet the Team section, we can just click into that, and it'll add itself to wherever it is that we want to add it to. And what we're going to do is change there we go, and we are going to update this section here as well. Again, it's really important to note that you're when it comes to building your site, you want to make sure it's optimized for SEO as much as possible. That includes making sure that every single page has a heading 1 tag and only one heading 1 tag. You don't want more than one, and you don't want any heading 1 tags as well. You need to make sure that there's only one heading 1 tag. But you can see we've added this section, and all we need to do now is update the images and update the text. So for example, if you want to know how to update any kind of section, what you need to do is click into the section, and you're looking for something like edit section, or in this case it's manage items. So everything in here is like an item, and if you click on that, you can click on each of the items and drag them around if you needed to, and then you need to click on each individual element if you want to edit the text, if you want to edit, for example, this image, and things like that. So for example, if you wanted to edit an image, we just want to click into the image here. You're looking for the image to be selected, and it comes up image here, and then you want to click on change image to actually change the image to the one that you want. Once you click on that, it'll open the Wix media library, and from here you can choose images that you've already uploaded. You can upload your own media if you click on upload media, and it'll open up your file explorer on the computer, and then once you're done, you just select the image that you want. As I mentioned before, Wix does have their own media library of image galleries that you can use, and all of these images are free to use. So you're looking for media from Wix, and these are essentially stock images, placeholder images that you can use to update your website. And these, again, so they're copyright free. You don't need to give any credit, you don't need to buy anything. You just look for the image that you want. You can search for it specifically, or you can use from the homepage here, and you just want to click on choose image, and then that's it. That's an image that you use from media from Wix, and you don't need to tag them or anything like that. You can just use the images as needed, and then you can just click into each element and just change like the content, change the links, things like that. It's all kind of done and dusted for you. And then once you're done, you just want to click on save. Again, if you wanted to switch pages, you just want to click on the page switcher and then just switch the page as you need. And what you can also do is add pages. So for example, you have all these pages that we selected from the ADI builder questions, but if you wanted to add another page, say for like our history page or any other kind of page really, what you want to do is click on manage pages, and you're looking for add page. And what you can do is you can add a completely blank page, or you can go through some of the page templates and you can basically just pick from one of the page templates, so you're not just building a whole new page from scratch. And then all you need to do is just select the page that it is that you want to add and just like the look of the most, and then you can just change the layout of it as well. So for example, if we go with this one, I'll click add page, and you can see it's added its page here. You want to make sure that you give it a name, and then you can just click here and do name, and then you can see it's being added to the nav bar. You can always change the placement of it by clicking into sites and pages and just changing the order around. But essentially it gets automatically added, and then all you need to do in this section now is just change all the content, add images, add videos, things like that. So it's very kind of user friendly and all of that as well. So site editing is made really easy with Wix. Again, it's back to that drag and drop section and already pre-built designs for you. So there's nothing really that you're designing from scratch, but it's still customizable. You can still use your own fonts, themes, your own pictures, things like that. When it comes to things like editing the products and any blogs, that's usually done on the dashboard. So if you go back to the Wix site dashboard, you'll see some other tabs, for example for products lined up on the left. So you can see on the left you've got your store products, and the really good thing about Wix is that when it comes to their store products, you only need to set it up in the back end. You don't then need to go in the front end and set it up there. You just need to add all your products, whether they're physical products or digital products, variable products or whatever it is. Add all of the details like the name, description, the price, any images, all of that gets filled in on the back end just over here, and it's all very kind of laid out for you as well, so very kind of laid out with the text, so you know exactly what you're filling in and things like that. And then once you click save and you publish the event, and you publish the product, it's already added to you on the front end, so you don't need to actually edit the front end of the site as well. You can just have the front end of the site ready to go with all your content and just add all the products, add all your blogs on the back end as well. So as mentioned before, Wix is mostly free. So Wix, the actual builder is free to use, adding in all the platforms, adding in all the apps, they're free to use as well. Payment usually starts to come in when it comes to actually publishing your site and putting it live. So right now the site is just saved, it's not live yet. If we click on this publish button, your site will then go live, and by that it means users can see it with a link and Google can start indexing your site as well. So if we click publish, it'll start saving all your changes and it'll start putting it live, and you'll get this message here that says congratulations, your site is published and live online. As mentioned before, Wix does have a completely free option. With the free option, you can host your site, you can have your site, you can design your site exactly how you want it with all the images, add all the products and things like that. They have paid versions of their plans and they have the free versions of their plans. So with the free version of the plan, just to kind of show you, the two main caveats that you'll find with the free version of the plan is while you'll have your site kind of ready to go with a link and easy for people to kind of access, the first thing that you'll notice is you don't get a custom domain. So the domain is made up with Wix branding, so it'll be the name of your account, .wixsite.com / the name of the store, or / the name of the site that you gave it in the beginning. And the other caveat is that there are ads are placed around your site. So you can see on this website here, obviously we've got the site exactly how we designed it, but then at the top of the site, that's on every single page of the site at every single point, is the Wix ad at the top. And again, so depending on your budget, the free site might be the way to go. However, if possible, you definitely want to think about removing the ads, choosing a plan that has the ads removed and also allows you to have a custom domain. The reason why it's important to have a custom domain is a domain like this is not easy to remember for users, and it doesn't fit well with your branding as well. So you want to make sure that you get your own domain, and you can buy that through Wix, or you can buy that through any other domain provider and connect it to Wix. That's also an option. And then you also want to make sure you get rid of those apps. But again, Wix, up until this point, Wix is fully free. I haven't paid a single thing. Setting up the account was free. Setting up, using the ADI builder was free. Changing the images, adding products, all of that is free. And so far I haven't actually spent anything. The other thing to note is that if you have something, for example, that makes people want to either take payments onto your site, then you want to make sure that you have some payment methods set up. But the only way to really take payments on the site is to use one of their paid Wix plans. So Wix have a few Wix plans, but not all. But if you have the free version, you're not allowed to take payments. So this goes for if you have a shopping facility. So if you have this kind of shop section here, people can view your products. They can click into it and read more about your products. They can add it to the cart if they wanted to. However, they can't go ahead and purchase those products because you don't have any payment methods set up, and the free plan doesn't allow you to take payments just yet. So you need to upgrade to a higher paid plan as well. The good thing about Wix Payments is that they have a range of different plans to kind of suit your business needs and to suit your budget, and they have one of the most affordable hosting plans that there are when it comes to hosting your website. To have a look at their hosting plans, what you want to do is just go into your dashboard again, and you want to click on upgrade. Or if you click on home, you want to go into upgrade, and it'll show you the different plans that they have. So the plan is split into three. You've got basic website plans, business and e-commerce, and you've got enterprise plans. So with the business plans and the website plans, they'll show you some actual plans, and then with the enterprise plans, this is more of a call to action to request a call with Wix. If you have a very large scale business and none of the pre-made plans you think will work for you, then the enterprise plan just gives you the opportunity to actually speak to a Wix representative, tell them about your business needs, and they'll be able to give you a custom plan that suits you a bit more. So that's a really flexible option if you want that. But then the other options then are the basic website plans and the business and e-commerce plans. It's important to note, so if you have any kind of functionality where you want to take payments on your site, whether that's payments for your products, payments for any events that people can book for, then you need to have a business and e-commerce plans. The business and e-commerce plan will let you actually take payments. If you have a standard brochure build website where you just have forms and you just have contact forms and things like that, or blog, then a simple website plan will be fine. And you can see the different amounts each of these plans go for. So you have the most expensive, which is VIP, and then you've got Connect Domain, which is the most basic, and it's also the cheapest. So when it comes to the most basic, this essentially will allow you to connect a custom domain. So if you have a domain bought, or if you want to buy a domain, you can, and then you can connect it using the Wix custom domain plan. The only problem with this one is that you still get the Wix ads. So the ads that I shown you earlier, they still have. So for that reason, I don't really recommend the Connect domain. But you can, if you're really on a budget, it's not the worst thing. The most important thing then is to actually have your custom domain in there. And then you have the next plan up then is the combo. So again, you get the custom domain, but this one will give you the ad-free version of it, so you won't get any ads with this one. So it's slightly less cheaper than the more expensive versions, but you do get the custom domain, and you do remove all the Wix branding as well. Next thing you have the Unlimited and the VIP, and these are two of the more expensive plans. With all these three, the VIP, Unlimited, and the combo, you do get the custom domain, and you remove the free Wix branding. The main difference between these three plans, though, is the storage space and the amount of bandwidth that you get. So bandwidth being essentially the performance, like the speed of your website, basically. So the more bandwidth that you have, the faster your website would be. So with the VIP and Unlimited, with the VIP and Unlimited, you get an unlimited amount of bandwidth, and with the combo, you get the 2 GB, and Connect Domain is the 1 GB. And then you have the storage space as well. So the storage space is the highest in the VIP section, and the combo has 3 GB. So depending on how big your website is, and this could be, and things like pages, the amount of pages, the amount of products, the amount of imagery, all of that adds to your storage space. So depending on how big that is, you might need to go for the 10 GB, you might need to go to the VIP, or you might need to go for the combo as well. Everything else is more or less the same. And all of them have and the main difference between the VIP as well, as opposed to all of them, is that you get priority customer care. So all of them come with a 24/7 customer care, and Wix's customer service is actually really good. You can phone or email them, or you can phone or create a ticket with them at any time if you're having issues with your account, any billing issues, domain issues, even with issues using the actual editor. And Wix will get back to you via phone or through the support ticket, and anything else that you're having trouble with. So all of them have the 24/7 customer care, but with the VIP, you just get you just get seen to a lot quicker. So that's the main difference between all of them. And again, what's important is you might not actually understand, how much storage space that you might need. So with the Wix plan, it's not fixed. So if you, for example, go for the combo and you realize you're running out of storage space, and Wix will tell you when you're close to running out of storage space, they will ask you to upgrade, and at that point you can upgrade to a higher hosting plan. And if you are using, say, the highest one and you realize actually you don't need that much space, you can always downgrade as well. So there's no minimum amount you can have it, or it's not like a you decide now and you decide how many months you need. You can upgrade and downgrade as you need. So again, if you have a simple brochure, build a website, some blogs, portfolio, you're happy enough, you can just use the website plans. If you are taking some form of payment, then you need one of the business and e-commerce plans. And these plans are a little bit more expensive than the website plans. So their cheapest plan is £15, and their most expensive plan goes for £27 a month. And with all of them, you get everything that's included with the basic website plan, so the custom domain, no branding, things like that. The main and the other things then that you get is the amount of storage and bandwidth as well. So all of them have unlimited bandwidth, but the storage space, as you can see, is a lot more. And then obviously with the business VIP, you get the priority customer care. And all of these plans will allow you to accept online payments. So again, it goes back to how big your site is going to be, if you need all that storage space or not. But again, you can upgrade and downgrade as you need to as well. If you scroll down, you can sort of see even more kind of features that they have. And if even at any point you're not sure what plan to go for, you can always get in contact with Wix, and they can sort of talk you through what each of their plans would be for, and you can let them know what you need a Wix plan for as well. But essentially you just want to pick one of these plans. Once you've selected a plan, you just click on select, and you want to go for one of the business billing cycles as well. So you can do £18 every month. So you can do pay for monthly. The problem with paying for monthly is that it tends to be a lot cheaper if you were to buy one of the yearly or 2-year ones. And also with every single plan that you have for the business and e-commerce, and also the basic plans, apart from the connect domain, you get a free domain for 1 year. So if you haven't got a domain yet, what you can do is you can purchase a domain while you're purchasing a hosting plan. Pick one of the basic billing plans, and you want to make sure they either go yearly, 2 years, or 3 years. And then you get a free domain voucher, and then you can use that to have a 1 year of 1 year free of a domain purchase. So once you're done, you just click on you enter your card information, invoice details, and then you just pay for your hosting amount basically. Once you've filled in your details, you just want to submit your purchase, and then that is your site hosted on a Wix platform with the ads removed, and then the only thing you need to do then is connect your domain once you have it. So there you go, a very brief kind of overview on using the Wix ADI builder. Using Wix is a really fast option, and it's great for people who don't have any kind of coding background whatsoever, but they need a website, but maybe it's not in their budget to hire out someone to build a website for them, or to use any kind of custom theme as well. It's a really good kind of option to do that. As your website grows, as your company grows, you might find that Wix might not have enough resources to support your website, in which case that's maybe the time to look elsewhere. That will include more costs, but hopefully your business will also be growing at that point, and your budget for a website and web development will kind of increase with that as well. But in the beginning, in the meantime, it's definitely an option worth considering, especially when you consider how easy the ADI is to use and how it is basically free to start using as well. Another platform you can use is a platform called The Grid. So The Grid is a website builder that uses AI to analyze user content and create a personalized website as well. The platform uses machine learning to continuously optimize the website's design and content based on user engagement data. So to get started, what you want to do is go on to thegrid.studio.com, and then what you want to do is click on the Start Building or click on the Open Editor button over here. And you want to sign in or you want to sign up. And you can either sign in or sign up with your Google account, Facebook account, or even your Twitter account. And you just want to essentially create an account with The Grid. So similar to Wix, the grid starts off with asking you questions about yourself, and then it'll ask you questions about the type of website that you're wanting to create. So the first thing that it'll ask you is who you are and what you're building and who you're building a website for. And then you want to type in the name of the company. And next it'll ask you to choose a font combination, and similar to Wix, you can change this later if you decide you don't like the fonts being used. This again is just kind of a starting point so that you can start off and see what your color scheme and your branding will look like. So we'll go for this one for now. And then you want to choose your color palette, and again, similar to Wix, you can always change the color palette later on. And once you select your color palette, you just want to and then it will ask you to choose a starting point. So you can go through the different design layouts that they have currently, and then you can essentially start editing each of them. What you can also do is start blank if you fully want to start with the blank section, but you can also start with one of these templates first and then edit each section, each content that way as well. So we'll pick this one for now. And you can see it's creating the website. And you can see your website being created. So this is your website in the front end mode, or in the back end mode. So essentially it's similar to Wix, where you can click into the different elements and then change the content and change any of the settings as well. When it comes to Wix, there's no like toolbar where you click on an element and then it'll show a toolbar of the settings. Instead, you click onto the actual element, you click on the settings cog, and you're looking for essentially the style block here, and then you can change the styling of, for example, the alignment, the type of orientation, the typography, and all of that. So, as we mentioned as you were setting this up, you can always change the font colors and the actual font itself later. So if you want to start off with that first, what you want to do is go into this little artist palette at the top left, this one here, and you just want to give it a click on it. This is called the Styles section, and this is where essentially you can change the default colors. So the primary color, secondary color, accent color, the text on light backgrounds, the text on dark backgrounds, and things like that. And then you can change the typography as well. So this is the default typography, the different font families, and then also the size and the weights. But again, we can change that as well. If you want to edit different pages and add different pages, what you want to do is go onto the pages icon here, and you can see the different pages that you have and the settings that you have within them as well. So you have the title, menu, and you can give it a description as well. And this works as your SEO title and your meta description as well. And then if you wanted to add a new page, all you want to do is click on add page, and then you just want to give the different page names, page titles, and the descriptions as well. And then if you want to switch to the page again, you just want to go back to the page that you were on and switch to whatever pages that you want to go to. So similar page switchers, similar sort of color and font theme palettes as well. When it comes to adding new sections onto a page, so for example, if we go back to a blank page over here and we want to add like a new section, unlike Wix, everything with Wix you can build out sort of custom sections as well as having templated sections. With the grid, you are kind of choosing between their own sections, and then you can also choose from a blank section as well. So for example, if we go onto features, you can see if you click on the plus where we want to add the new section, we can sort of switch between what kind of section that we want. So for example, if you do features or even image sections, and then it'll show already designed image sections, and then we can switch between each image sections that there is, and you can see sort of different kind of image sections that they have. So for example, if you want to click this one, you just want to click into that, and you can see that's being added now. And then all we need to do is click into each section, click into each element, and give it a title, change the background to whatever it is, and we can do different colors as well, and we can really kind of play around with it. So it's almost as flexible as Wix, where you can sort of pick templates that have already been built for you, and then all you need to do is update like the colors, update the images, update the sections and things like that, update all the content. If you want to create a blank section, you just want to click on blank, and then you want to drag a block basically onto the section. So the way to create a block, so if you can sort of see on the screen, it's a little bit faded, but each section is separated into these kind of blocks, these small little squares. And if you wanted to essentially fill in one of the squares with an element, you just want to click and drag into what size of that element you want to take up, and then you want to uncheck that, and then it'll ask you to add a block. So if you wanted that block to be an image, you just want to click on image. If you wanted to add text, you just want to click on text, and things like that. So for example, if you wanted to add a video on that block is now taken up by a video, and then maybe in this section we wanted to add some text. So we're going to draw out the text section, and then we're going to click on text. So this works very differently to Wix, in that Wix will give you a list of the blocks first, and then you click and drag that to where you want to go. And then with this one you would just type it in directly here. But same with all of them, each of the elements have their own little settings cog, which means you can change like the typography, and you can change the alignment and the styling of it, the general kind of styling of it basically. So you can kind of play around with it. So it's slightly different to Wix in how you add sections and create new sections, but it's still very user-friendly, very kind of front end as well. And you would kind of go in and just edit each of your pages, add as many pages as you need to, and things like that. If you want to edit on mobile, you want to click on this mobile icon on the top right, and it'll show you what the section looks on mobile. And then what you can do is you can sort of resize things as well on mobile, and this is slightly more flexible than the Wix mobile editor, where with Wix you can really just hide sections. With this one you can sort of drag sections around and change the actual kind of layout. You can also rearrange sections as well if you wanted to rearrange certain sections on mobile if you think it looks better, and then you can also hide it on mobile as well. But again, the good thing with Wix is that a lot of things just tend to stack and fits anyway with mobile versions. So while I would say the Grid Studio is a bit more flexible, with Wix it's still fine to edit on mobile as well, but you do have that option to edit on mobile. What you can also do is preview on the Grid Studio, and you can see a preview of what your site will look like from a user's perspective, and then from there you can go in and change sort of all the content, change the written content, and add content, things like that as well. So once you're finished creating your site on the Grid, it's now time to actually launch. Unlike the Grid doesn't have a free plan, so with Wix you can launch for free, but with some caveats. So you can't have your own domain and you will see Wix ads. But with the Grid, while you can build your site and get it fully ready to launch, to actually launch your site, that's when you will start have to paying. So if you go onto the Grid here and you can see this little rocket icon on the top left, you can click into that and look at the plans that you get essentially. So you can get a personal plan and you get an agency plan, and you can decide if you want to get billed monthly or yearly and things like that. In terms of what you get with the different pricing plans, you can see that here. So their two plans are between the personal and the agency. One goes for €10 a month and one goes for €50 a month. So you can see they charge a little bit extra for any kind of extra sites and any kind of extra customizations. But both plans get the custom domains, the free templates, the collaboration, and also Stripe integration, so you can take payments, so essentially add some e-commerce onto your website. The main difference between the personal and the agency is just the number of sites that you get within the plan. So with the personal plan you only get one site, and for every extra site that you have it's another €10, and with the agency plan you get 10 sites, and with every extra site you get it's another €5. But other than that, the website's bandwidth, memory, all of that is the same. It's really just how many sites are included within the plan. So overall, the two, Wix ADI and the Grid, is quite comparable. The approach to website creation, both Wix ADI and the Grid use AI algorithms to generate websites for users, but the approaches to website creation is different slightly. So with the Wix ADI, we've seen users, we have to answer a series of questions, more so than the Grid ADI, about the website's purpose, design preferences, and the AI algorithm generates a customized website based on those inputs. But with the Grid, users upload content to the platform and the AI algorithms analyze that content to create a personalized website. You also get slight differences in design customization. So while both platforms offer some degree of design customization, Wix ADI offers more control over the design elements of the website. With Wix ADI, users can choose from a variety of templates and customize design elements such as fonts, colors, and layout. With the grid, on the other hand, it offers slightly less design customizations, but the platform's AI algorithms continuously optimize design based on the user engagement data as well. There's also some difference in user experience. So in terms of user experience, Wix ADI offers a more intuitive and user-friendly interface, and the platform guides the user through the website creation process with step-by-step instructions and provides really helpful tips along the way. While the grid is still very user-friendly, has a little bit more of a complex interface and might require a bit more time to learn. And in terms of pricing, that would be probably one of the biggest differences. With both the Wix ADI and the grid, they do have free versions. However, with the Wix free version, you can actually just launch your website, whereas with the grid, you can do everything up until you need to launch the website, and then you need to pay. Wix ADI's plans we've seen start around $14 a month, while the grid's plan starts at about €10 a month. However, the grid charges additional fee for any kind of custom domains and other premium features as well. Overall, both Wix ADI and the grid are powerful tools for creating websites using AI. However, Wix ADI, I think, offers more control over design customization, while the grid focuses more on AI optimization of the website design. And it ultimately depends on the user's specific needs and preferences when it comes to choosing between these two platforms. So, what are some of the benefits of using AI in web design? There are several benefits to using AI for web design. One of them is it's very time-saving. So one of the primary benefits of using AI for web design is the time-saving aspect. AI algorithms can analyze large amounts of data really quick and efficiently, allowing designers to create websites faster than they could manually. And it's also very cost-effective. So because AI can automate many aspects of web design, it can potentially reduce the need for human designers, thereby saving costs for businesses. Number 3 is that it has room for personalization. So AI-powered web design tools can analyze users' data to create personalized experiences for website visitors, and this can help increase engagement and also conversion rates as well. Next thing then is consistency. So AI algorithms can ensure that design elements such as color schemes, fonts are consistent throughout the website, creating a professional and polished look. And we've seen that used in the Wix ADI and also in the grid. They have that theme palette that allows you to set stylings for certain heading types, background types, and things like that. Optimization. So AI can analyze user engagement data to optimize a website's design for maximum effectiveness. This can help improve conversion rates and user satisfaction as well. And lastly, accessibility. So AI can help improve website accessibility by analyzing the content and making recommendations for accessibility improvements, like alternative text for images or better color contrast for text as well. So overall, AI can help designers create more efficient and effective and personalized websites that can better meet the needs of users and businesses as well. Following this, though, there are some disadvantages when it comes to using AI to generate your web design and development. Number 1 being a lack of creativity. So AI algorithms are limited to the data and rules they are programmed with and may not be able to create truly original or innovative designs. They might also lack the ability to incorporate more subjective design elements like artistry or any kind of intuition. There's also limited control, so when using AI tools to create a website, designers may have less control over specific design elements and may need to rely on the algorithm to make certain decisions. Then even some quality control concerns, so the quality of the website generated by an AI tool may vary depending on the sophistication of the tool and the quality of the inputs provided by the user. Additionally, some AI tools may produce generic or cookie-cutter designs that lack personality or uniqueness. And there could always be some technical issues as well. AI tools may encounter technical issues like bugs, errors, which could negatively impact the design or functionality of the website. And lastly, data privacy. So AI tools may require access to user data in order to create personalized designs, and this could raise concerns about data privacy and security. So overall, while AI can be a powerful tool for web design, it is important to carefully consider the potential drawbacks and limitation as well to balance the benefits with the potential risks. So how should you decide when to use AI for your web design? There's different factors that you should consider. One thing to consider, and the main thing to consider, is your design needs. So if you have specific design needs that require a more custom or artistic approach, AI may not be the best fit. But if your design needs are more straightforward and more data-driven, AI might be a good option. It also depends on your budget as well. So AI-powered web design tools tend to be more cost-effective in the long run. There may be some upfront costs associated with using these tools or services, so you need to consider your budget and whether you can afford the investment in AI technology. And it also depends on your technical expertise. So if you decide to build your website yourself because hiring out an agency or a designer can be a little bit more costly, then AI might be a better option, because while you don't need to be so technically minded to use them, a lot of the AI tools out there we've seen, they design essentially more of the website yourself, but some AI tools may require some technical expertise or coding knowledge, while others may be more user-friendly. So you need to consider your own technical abilities and whether you feel comfortable using an AI-powered tool or service. You also want to consider your own goals. So consider your goals for your website and whether AI can help you achieve those goals more effectively. So for example, if you want to create a personalized website that caters to a specific user preferences, AI may be a good option. And you want to consider your values. So consider your values around design, creativity, and innovation. If you prioritize originality and creativity in your design, then AI might not be the best fit. Ultimately, the decision to use AI for web design depends on your own unique needs, goals, and values. Consider the pros and cons of AI and how it aligns with your own overall vision for your website. You may also want to consult with a web design professional or AI expert to get a better understanding of how AI can benefit your specific solution.